Welcome here to a special edition of the LosAmigos.com preview show. I'm your host, Jose Contreras, with Chris Wade. We were not supposed to be doing this show on this week, but because of a cancellation of racing last Sunday at Los Alamitos added a special Saturday card on Super Bowl weekend. So we'll call it Super Bowl Saturday. So we are racing this Saturday down at Los Alamitos. So the card that was canceled due to the weather last week was a card that featured Maiden Stakes Trials. So we're going to run them here on Saturday, February 10th. Welcome back to the program here. Chris, how you doing here tonight as we get ready for this weekend card?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. We got some nice-looking runners this weekend. I love the Los Alamitos Stakes. It's a great program for horses who have either recently won their maidens or still maidens as a newly tuned 3-year-old. It's a great program.
Yeah, so we'll talk here about the trials and, of course, the Saturday night program. 9 races on the card. First 3 are a 1,000-yard contest. The 4th race is a blink and you'll miss it, 110-yard optional claimant event. And then races 5 through 9 will consist of those Los Alamitos Maiden Stakes Trials. Let's talk about what your selection is. And I actually peeked ahead because as we're prepping for the show, obviously I asked Mike Wrona and yourself for your selection so we can get ready as far as replays and all that for the show. We have a head-to-head. I didn't notice. Head-to-head, you and Michael went to the same race. So let's talk about that. Race number 9 is where we're going with your selection. Tell me who is your pick in race number 9?
I'm going to give Corruptor a look. This is a horse that did run 5th, a much better than look 5th in the Los Alamitos Maiden Juvenile Stakes. A better than looked effort, did break slow, was bumped back and crossed, and he finished pretty well the full half the affair on his own and galloped out pretty well. So comes out of a strong race and has a big look at the outcome. Of course, I respect Michael's selection. He also got a good look at the outcome. He was also trouble prone, had some trouble last time and finished pretty well. He was been my second choice, but I'm going to give a Corruptor a slight look there as my weekend preview show selection and my price play on the race card.
And let's show that replay for Corruptor. This is going to be back on December 10th, the Los Alamitos Juvenile. So essentially Los Alamitos 2-man constellation. So the Juvenile here, this night he went off at 16-1. Talk to us about this trip. He was the number 5. He was number 5 here in this Juvenile.
Exactly. A little fractious, not so bad inside the gate, but he did not break very, very well when the gates opened up. He leaned back and was bumped back, and then he was crossed, and he throws his head up in the air. And he's behind horses and got nowhere to go. He's asked a little bit midway, but still in close quarters, kind of trying to lug in on the horse that was inside. But once the horse level out the final half of the affair, it's a better than looked effort. And he was right here. He starts to stride out right here near the wire, and he galloped out pretty well. That was against a good group of consolation runners and earned a pretty good figure with everything factored in. I'm going to give him a look here in this maiden claiming stakes. I'll look at the outcome.
All right, so Maiden Stakes Trials here. This will be the final trial of the night. And we'll go back here to the PPs. And he was 16-1 in that spot. You saw all the trouble this horse had. 3 starts ago, he was competing against Stray Station V, the eventual 2 million futurity winner here at Los Al. And this is a nice pedigree. We both remember the Dam and the Sire. Corona Masfina, who was campaigned by Elena Andrade. She's the co-breeder here along with Dr. Steve Burns by Favorite Cartel. So they paid $145,000 for this 2-year-old back at the Los Alamitos Equine Self 2022. So pedigree's there. Hasn't been able to get out all that well. Look at the comment lines, right? Crowd hopped, pushed in a discard, start, scrambled, off slow. So he's been finding some trouble at the start.
Yes, he's a trouble front runner deluxe. He's had trouble pretty much every race. 2 races back, he had only about half a length of trouble, ran pretty well, all factored in. But more likely than not, there's been trouble in many of those starts. This horse could just break and run a straight course. You got a big look at the outcome there at 7-2 as our price play and weekend preview show selection.
Based on Ed Bergar's morning line, this is appears to be probably one of the most wide open trials. You have a 7-2 favorite. You have 2 horses at 4-1, 1 at 6-1, 1 at 9-2. So this is according to Ed Berger's morning line, this is going to be a very competitive trial.
Oh, very, very close. So my numbers, you got horses. You got of the 9 horses, 6 of them are within a half a length of my numbers, everything factored in. So it's a very closely matched affair. I'm just looking, hoping, crossing my fingers that Corruptor gets it here tonight with a decent getaway. I don't want him to be one of my typical give him one more chance horses consecutive time.
Yeah, those kind of horses we tend to chase because the moment we get off, they end up winning and we end up kicking ourselves, right? So we don't want that here.
Yes.
With Corrupt. Reliance Ranches LLC is the owner. Eddie Willis is the trainer, and Justin Klaber is the jockey. Before I let you go, Chris, it is going to be Super Bowl Sunday, the following day. So it is the Chiefs. It is the 49ers. Give me a selection. Latest line in Vegas is it's 2 at some places. It's 2.5 somewhere else. But who are you taking? 49ers or Chiefs?
Oh, God. This is like either way I look at it, I'm a Ram fan. So, I absolutely hate times 10 the San Francisco 49ers. And they have no business being in the Super Bowl. They lost to your Green Bay Packers and, of course, Detroit Lions with Jared Goff. They had no business being in the Super Bowl. It's just all luck. And then, of course, I'm just so fed up and tired of the Kansas City Chiefs.
They're a dynasty. They're officially if this is the game. If they win the Super Bowl, they are officially considered a dynasty. There'll be a lot more comparisons, whether to the New England Patriots. But this is a big moment, big game.
Yeah. So if I had to choose, invariably I got to go with Kansas City.
Yeah.
Jimmy Christmas, that guy, he's even got a dad bod. So what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yes. It's going to be fun. So again, we are racing Saturday, February 10th. That's an additional card due to the cancellation last Sunday at Los Al due to weather. So, all right, Chris, best of luck with that selection. It'll be a very good trial to end the night on Saturday night. And at the end of the night, we'll have the top 10 fastest qualifiers for the Los Alamitos Maiden Stakes. Have a good rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you this Saturday down at Los Al.
All right, boys. You have a good day.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick Six promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights. Big quarter horse races are here at Los Alamitos. The Winter Series on February 17th and 18th. Top sophomores will race in the Los Alamitos Winter Derby with Grade 1 finalist Optical Illusion and top qualifier BP Cartel Policy leading the field. And in the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship, Jericho, London Toby take a swig of this and Scoops Dynasty head the field. And as always, Los Alamitos features night racing's best bets, like our early and late pick fours, the Winter Derby and Winter Championship. Racing's best, always at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back here. Segment number 2 of the LosAlamitos.com preview show. Jose Contreras here on this side. And we're welcoming back Michael Wrona. Michael, welcome back from your weekend off. Hope your cruise went well. I did see your photo. I think you were having a cocktail de camarón. Talk to us about your weekend off.
Thanks very much. Yes, it was a good trip. 7-night cruise with 3 ports of call in Mexico. And you're right, I did enjoy some nice seafood down in Mazatlan. So it was a good trip, mate. And grateful, of course, to Ed Burgart coming in and filling in for me, as he does also for you on the FanDuel TV desk. So was looking forward to getting back into the swing of it last weekend. But, of course, we only had half a weekend, and we're getting the other half of last weekend this weekend.
Yeah, so it was good to glad to hear it was a very good trip for you and your lovely Kathy, and we did have a good weekend here with Ed Burgart on site. I got to enjoy a cold one with Burgart at Burgart. So how about that? It was good to catch up with Ed after the races and talk some racing as well.
Speaking of Kathy, she'll be going into war against Christopher Wade because I caught his segment that you guys were recording, and they're at loggerheads, let's say, when it comes to the San Francisco 49ers. Kathy's from the Bay Area, and generational fandom up there in her family. In fact, her grandparents used to have season tickets going back to Kezar Stadium, predating Candlestick. So there's a long history of 49ers support in my wife's family. We might just have to keep Kathy and Chris separated on Saturday night.
Yes, I want to circle back to that conversation. So we'll, at the end of our segment, we'll circle back to talk about Super Bowl and the big game coming up on Sunday night. But I wanted to mention, you left us with a winner, BP Cartel Policy, who was your preview that week before the weekend you took off, ended up winning nicely from the outside post. And when everything was said and done, Michael, he ended up posting the fastest qualifying time.
Yeah, it was a very good win. He was lagging in late, but he was clear of rivals, and he won quite decisively. He was 5-2 on the morning line, I think, and he ended up topping the charts. He's the quickest qualifier going into the final of the Winter Derby.
Yeah, 19.861. 19.861. Second fastest qualifier was ready for it with 19.92. So BP Cartel Policy, nice winner that you left us with there. And definitely, if that one would have kept a straight path, it would have been a much sharper win and faster time. So we'll be looking forward to when he wheels back in the final of the Los Alamitos Winter Derby. Getting back here to this weekend of racing at Los Al, an added card here for Saturday night. And I did all the prep work for the Nightlines, the Sunday card before. So all these horses were in different order as far as trials. The whole card got redrawn. So my brain was not registering when I got your selections in our group chat to get prepped for the show, that you had it in the same race as Chris. So head-to-head in race number 9. Tell us about your selection here and also in that 9th event.
Yeah, well, first of all, Chris's pick, Corruptor, did jump onto my watch list after that last race, which you guys analysed in the previous segment. I do give Corruptor a good chance. I wouldn't be surprised if he won. However, I am attracted to the value of Try Harder, number 4, who is 8-1 on Mr. Burgardt's morning line. He was only 5th of 6 on debut in October, but I thought it was a good 5th of 6. I made a note of him. He was straight onto my watch list. He was antsy before the break, began slowly. He was bumped at the gap, and it was a good gallop out. He did carry a 12-second flat bullet gate work into that debut performance. So I'm thinking, surely he can get out of the gate better. And obviously, lots of other people thought so too, because he subsequently was sent off favourite in his second start and his third start, and he's yet to get the job done. So I understand he's becoming a little costly. But let's take a look at start number 2, which was from the rail on November 18.
Yeah, November 18th. And again, this was when he took money. Second time out, he did go off as the betting favorite here. And he drew the rail. So he drew the rail. And talk to us here about this trip.
Well, he broke slowly and inwards. You'll see him ducking in from gate 1 right after the start. He was off the pace. And the second half of the race was very good. He finished strongly, and look for him past the finish line when the camera pans across the field as they work into the turn in the gallop out. It's a very strong gallop out. There he is along the rail, zooming clear of the pack around the turn. So I made a note again of what a strong gallop out it was for Try Harder. The race of his 3 so far that has disappointed me a little, the only race really, was the most recent when he was odds on in a maiden, and he pretty much had his chance. He did begin a little slowly again, but he had a clean path. And if you're taking odds on, you would have expected a little better. But once again, he was doing his best work late, Jose. And the thing that gets me into him for this race on Saturday night is that it's his first start beyond 300 yards. He just has struck me as a horse crying out for the extra distance. And if he can get away on terms with them and maintain a clear path, I'm pretty confident that he'll be in the finish, because he'll be coming strongly at the wire. And at 8-1, Ayala riding for Lindolfo Diaz, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, you're going to get a nice price. And yeah, I remember that sharp workout that he had back on October 3rd, leading into that event on October 21st. Now, I also have the drone shot of that replay, and I'm going to show it right here because it shows the significant amount of ground that he made along the inside. So here's that replay we just showed you, but this is the drone shot. He's going to be on the inside, and he's going to break inwards and then make up a significant amount of ground to get into second, only beating the neck.
Yeah, he was actually last early, and that is difficult to really see clearly or to judge from the pan replay. There's somewhat of an optical illusion, but he actually did come from last, and he was just bounding away from them going into the turn in the gallop out. So I think he's screaming for 350. It's the two things that I like here for Saturday night, Jose: the added distance and the morning line of 8-1. That's why I'm picking Try Harder in what is a very open, contentious race with plenty of chances.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of cases to be made for a lot of horses in this trial. It's going to be a fun trial to end the night, and also find out where the final top 10 land, given that it's going to be the final opportunity for runners to qualify. All right, that's a look at your selection for race number 9. Circling back to the big game on Sunday. 49ers will be the flag flown in your household. What are the plans? Any plans to head up north?
You wouldn't believe how many times the plans have changed in the past week because this rescheduled program for Saturday night kind of threw a monkey wrench in the works.
Yeah.
We were going to go up to Lake Tahoe, actually.
Okay.
And then we were considering the Bay Area, but we're just off this cruise quite recently, and I left it up to Kathy. She's decided to keep it fairly simple, relatively simple for us, and we're going to head down to one of your favorite San Diego County casinos for a couple of nights in Rincon, and just spend the Super Bowl there. And we've got a friend coming across for lunch on the Monday, and I think we're just going to have the 2 nights there and head back up.
That sounds good. That sounds like a good plan. Let's see how the game plays out. Of course, the Chiefs will have all the Swifties on their side with Taylor Swift. I think it's going to be a major Super Bowl, both in handle and in viewership and everything. And being in Vegas adds another element to it. I think it's going to be a fun Super Bowl. Okay. So that's a look at the Saturday night program and a couple of horses there for the trials. Plenty more to come, and looking forward to having this Saturday night card with the trials. That way we can find out who's heading into the Maiden Stakes in a few weeks here at Los Al. So we are racing Saturday night. Come and join us at Los Al and enjoy some very nice trials for this weekend.
It's a big week. It's not just Super Bowl. It's Fat Tuesday.
Yes.
Mardi Gras. Sporting some colourful beads on Tuesday night somewhere, no doubt. Leading into Valentine's, so it's all happening.
Yes, thank you for reminding me about Valentine's. I don't want to get in trouble with the bankroll manager at home, so thank you for that reminder. Everything's coming up very soon. All right, have a good rest of your Thursday, Michael. Thank you for joining us, and I'll talk to you this Saturday down at Los Al.
Hooroo!
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick fours. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick four often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights. Big quarter horse races are here at Los Alamitos. The Winter Series on February 17th and 18th. Top sophomores will race in the Los Alamitos Winter Derby with Grade 1 finalist Optical Illusion and top qualifier BP Cartel Policy leading the field. And in the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship, Jericho London Toby take a swig of this and Scoops Dynasty head the field. And as always, Los Alamitos features night racing's best bets, like our early and late pick fours, the Winter Derby and Winter Championship. Racing's best, always at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back here to the third and final segment of this LosAlamitos.com preview show. Back here with Orlando Gutierrez, our Director of Marketing and Publicity here at Los Alamitos. Orlando, I was surprised. There was more rain last night. Did you get any over there?
We sure did, Jose, and you're right. I had heard that we were going to get a little bit of rain on Friday, and I thought, okay, a little bit of rain.
Yeah.
we got quite a bit last night. It
Yeah.
rained just as hard for a period of time, for that small period of time than days earlier. So yeah, we did get quite a few rain.
All right, so I'm glad we're through that because forecast looks good for the next handful of days or so here in Southern California. Boy, that was a lot of rain in Southern California. I know we like to complain here in Southern California when it's not 70 degrees and sunny, but boy, that was a ton of rain. Hopefully, everybody's tried to stay safe as you could out there. Lots of floodings, lots of landslides, and hopefully we're over that at least for this next few weeks. So, welcome back to the program. Now talking to Orlando. Orlando, we have the redraw. So we had the same type of card for this Saturday that got canceled last Sunday, but they have to redraw. So if you did your work for some of those trials, some horses ended up on different trials. So it's a little bit more of a renewed, fresh handicapping. But if you did your homework from last Sunday, you got some of those same horses enter right back here for Saturday night.
3 and 4 were very, very similar to last week. Race 2 is a new race, completely new race. So take a look on Saturday. That was pretty much a different race than anything that we had last Sunday. And then, like you mentioned, Jose, the trials, very different combination of trials. We actually ended up with 44 horses entering the trials. We had 42 runners last Sunday. So 2 more horses added to the this set of trials. So a good fortune for those horses that happened. And but like you mentioned, a lot of different combinations now. I think one trial, if I want to say maybe race either 7 or 8, ended up being very, very tough. The race with Amor for a Reason ended up being a lot tougher than originally for her. If I remember correctly, that Tres Lunas and Tres Toledo are also going to be in there. So it's going to be a very competitive trial, race number 7.
Yeah, and specifically a horse that I liked was Tres Lunas, was drawn more favorably last week in the trial. So when that one drew the rail and in that trial with Amor for a Reason, I was like, man, I missed out because I thought Tres Lunas was going to be ultra live. And she might still be. She might still be from the rail in race number 7. So we'll talk about races. Maybe why don't we talk quickly about each and every trial, kind of focus on those trials. Actually, I want to start the conversation with the 110-yarder because I could like a horse, Professor, that I've been chasing. And I got to go back and chase. I just can't let this horse beat me. And I'm talking about race number 5 at 110-yard, race number 4, the 110-yard optional claiming allowance.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going with the 1, Corona Rose. I've been chasing this horse, Professor. She's been unlucky. Off slow last time out, uncorrectly, very, very significantly slow. It was just a blast in the field of 6 there. 2 starts back, hit the gate, 3 starts back, got bumped, but still ran a good third. I still think she deserves a look here because she's been competitive in previous starts going 110 yards, and she has shown the ability to break pretty well before. She's been inconsistent, but that's why she's 10-1. So I'm going to pick my long shot of the night. That is going to be Corona Rose in race number 4.
Yeah, if you look at that horse's form, every race except for their last 2, she out of the gate. And like you mentioned, 2 races at 110 yards, ran second both times. So definitely has the ability to be just fast out of the gate, and with just a little bit better start, can come back to show that same speed that she had a few races back, and should be able to be right there in the thick of the actions, right there at 10-1. So a good opportunity there for Corona Rose to pick up number 2 of her career. Got some horses here with some experience and some success at 110 yards. Go Popo Go, kind of similar as well, has run at this distance and done well in the past, ran second 3 races ago at 110 yards. And quite a few horses as well with some stakes pedigree, and they're all prettied up. A veteran 7-year-old mare has run a bunch of times in stakes races, a stakes winner as well. She's the new entrant, right? This horse was not in this 110-yard race last week. Forever Dynasty, another runner that has been in a lot of different stakes races, ran 3rd in the Falling in Love again last year. Bella Notte is a horse that I like quite a bit. Also has shown some pretty good quickness out of the gate. Won a nice allowance back. And Phoebe's Baby Girl has done well at 400 yards. We'll see what kind of speed she's got leaving the gate.
It's good field. Field of 9, even Felsmar out of that classy race mare, Nelly to 90. She draws the outside post for Jose Flores and Johnny Trotter. So don't blink. Don't blink or you're going to miss it. This is going to be about a 7-second race when everything is said and done in race number 4. That does begin the $2 pick 6. So beginning with race 5, start the Los Alamitos Maiden Stakes Trials. So again, these are for non-winners as of November 1st. So some of these horses already have wins, but they still qualify for these trials because they recorded that win after that November 1st date.
11 of them, Jose, have already visited the winner's circle in the past. 2 of them have won twice already. And in race number 5, one of those is KR Stingray. 2 wins from 6 career starts. In fact, coming into this race, won her last 2 races. His last 2 races, broke his maiden by a neck on November 11th, and then came back on December 16th and finished strongly to win an allowance race here at Los Alamitos against Kicking Famous and attacked a nice horse here at Los Al. But one of the things that I kept looking for were horses that did well in some of our Grade 1 trials. For example, at race 8, in this race, number 8, Dawson Legate ran second in a trial to the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity. Did it against Remember John. And this horse ran a pretty solid race throughout, even though the horse did go wide a little bit in that race. Dawson Legate for trainer Heath Taylor. Rodrigo Sigala Vallejo is going to be riding a lot of live runners throughout the night here.
Yeah, in that first trial, I ended up on Dawson Legate. So I went Dawson Legate, Freddie, and KR Stingray. So how about that? I'm just looking at this right now. I didn't notice. They're side by side by side. Our top 3 of my picks are side by side here. So I'll go 8, 6, 7. That's how I go. 8, 6, 7 for me.
I actually threw in number 1 in there, Too Sweet for You. Trainer Lidolfo Diaz had a spectacular season last year. Another horse that has a victory in her resume as well. 2 races back, breaking her maiden, going against Phillies, then comes back and runs 3rd against KR Stingray last out. But I'll go ahead and give her a little bit of a shot here from post number 1. Solid race here. Jesus Rios Ayala will be riding the 1, Too Sweet for You. I like that as well. And what a season Lidolfo Diaz had last year.
Yeah, he did. He had a very good season, from start to finish. High percentage with the starters and plenty of stakes appearances and wins as well. Second trial of the night, 350 yards. So this is going to be the morning favorite will be politically extolled V, the 7, out of Sen City. So this one is from the family of a political prince, right?
That's a brother.
Yes, full brother. Yeah. So fight it till the morning night.
Yeah, 3 consecutive 3rd place finishes here, but 2 of those 3rd place finishes came in Grade 1 trials. The Golden State Million Futurity ran 3rd to First Bluesman, and then it came back in a trial to the Los Al 2 Million, ran 3rd to Silverback, and last out against Freddie and Mambasita, who are also part of these Maiden Stakes trials, finished 3rd in a maiden race against them. Horses that have some Grade 1 also pedigree in them. As far as trials are concerned, Relief Factor for trainer Adan Farias ran 2nd in both the Golden State Million and the Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity, including against AB Wow, who went on to run in the Golden State Million final. Rocking with Energy, who ran 2nd in the Edberg Million. Relief Factor finished 2nd to that runner in the trials to the 2 Million. And then first out of 2024, Relief Factor gets a victory. So got to keep an eye on number 3, Relief Factor.
Yeah, it's going to be the second trial. I went politically extolled over Relief Factor over rookie. It's going to be Rose's Lucky Rock, the 4, who has been showing the ability to break much better in the last 2 starts and is making the first start with Lasix and first starter of the year. So I think there's positives and upsides for the 4 as well.
That's exactly what I did as well, Jose. Those are the horses that I went with. I kept looking at number 9, Political Resistance, simply because of that nice pedigree. Dreaming of Kisses won the Winter Derby. One of her sons won the Winter Derby here at Los Al. And look how much money they paid for this one, $210,000. Obviously, they they weren't thinking that this horse would be a maiden still, but last few races has started to kind of show a little bit more speed out of the gate. You would think that maybe one of these races, the light will come on and we'll just kind of have a big race. Gets the outside post here after drawing from the inside last few. I couldn't get her in my top 3, but I still think that this filly has a chance to kind of upset the field here.
Hey, with that pedigree, with those connections, and with the outside post, that's interesting there for sure. With the 9, third trial here, 350 yards. All eyes will be, without a doubt, on the flashy Amore for a reason, who had a ton of trouble and overcame the trouble and won impressively back on January 7th. Galloped out well, which figures that she's going to love the extra distance tonight as well. We remember her damn well here at Los Alamitos. She was campaigned here at Los Al Amore for More La Blue, and she was a very, very good race mare. They paid $200,000 for this filly. She's touted ability in her debut, and she looked sharp in that win with trouble back on January 7th.
And the speed that she's shown, 1777, first out at Ruidoso Downs, then here at Los Alamitos at 300 yards, 1538. That's really, really fast. And when you add the trouble that she had a rough start, and then what a powerful finish, and to go 1538, that right there shows you the kind of talent that Amore for a reason has. So I thought this trial, like I mentioned, really, really tough. You already talked about a little bit about Tres Lunas, how much you liked Tres Lunas. And Tres Toledo from the barn of Eddie Willis, another one with 2 victories already. KR Stingray and Tres Toledo, the only 2 with multiple wins in the record. Again, similar to KR Stingray, Tres Toledo has won each of his last 2 outs.
Yeah, and I actually kept a note on Tres Toledo from Ruidoso because I watched one of those trials there, and I believe it was when he finished 3rd. And I thought he showed good ability. I kind of kept him in my stable alert, and then he showed up here at Los Al, and has now rattled 2 in a row. So he's improving. Good pedigree, good barn, good connections. I was very impressed also with Tres Lunas. I mentioned that Maiden Diploma. She was drawn in a different trial, which I thought was very beneficial. Now drawn against that big favorite on the outside. It's gonna be tough, but I think she's got upside. That 1580 clocking could have been faster because she was visually doing it very easy. It wasn't the best of starts, but I like the way she improved, and I think she's got a shot there from the round.
Yeah, any other horses from this one? The 3 LJ Lucky 7, or maybe the 5 Ambasita? Any of those 2 that you like as well?
Probably Mambasita will be the other runner. Moving to the barn of Landolfo Diaz, first time Lasix, first time Jesus Ayala, really improved. And also look at the runners that exit that maiden event. Freddie and Politically Extolled. So they're going to be running these trials too. So maybe we get to see what some of those horses do and kind of compare that form. So Mambasita would be the other one there for Eric Flores in gate number 5.
And one thing to mention from these trials, they'll be starting in race 5 all the way through race number 9. Jose, like I mentioned before, 44 runners in total in these trials. That means that all but one of these trials has 9 horses in here. So for these runners that are not super experienced as far as getting those victories, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that big field.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good pick 6 sequence for the horse players, and of course, late pick 4 as well. Race number 8, we do have a morning night favorite of the 4, AJ King Crown at 9-5. Heath Taylor, Los LLC, and Super Champion Incorporated just finished second to AB Seis Corazones, who was an impressive winner. And Tres Sizzling on the outside, 2 starts, 2 seconds, is listed at 2-1. Second choice on the morning line. Who did you like here?
Well, I went with the big favorite, AJ King Crown. And like you also mentioned, Tres Say Sizzling. But one runner that was not part of the original 42 is Overbet, right? One Overbet came in as one of those 2 additions that to this field, if I remember correctly. And was it? Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. But I don't recall Overbet being in the last group. But either way, I went ahead and added 6 Overbet for trainer Adan Farias. Again, this horse has shown nice speed out of the gate, some good quickness out of there. So I'm going to give this horse a chance to maybe build on that and get right there. But I still think AJ King Crown looks like one of the big standouts from these set of trials.
I picked the 8 on top. I went 8. I think I went 8-4, and then I added the 3 favorite nuke. We know the family got better with experience and with distance, right? So thermonuclear energy, she was a tremendous race mare that really loved the 350s, the 400s. She got better with age as well. He's already had 9 starts, so that was a pretty busy 2-year-old campaign. Last time out, he should have won, given how he galloped out, but he wanted more distance. He's getting it tonight, and maybe that's a key thing for him, getting back to 350, and hopefully he tends to break a little bit better. So if it's not the 4 or the 8 on the outside, give a look to favorite Nook at 5-1.
Yeah, another horse that, like you mentioned, has been right there, always seems to finish strongly, has just not been able to break quick enough to take advantage of that big time closing ability.
All right, final trial. This will be drama time because the connections will be watching the current top 10. They'll be looking to see if there's any wind blowing, hoping you go fast enough or slow enough to keep your horse in there. So race number 9. This appears to be the most wide open trial of the night because there is a tepid 7-2 morning line shot in Corruptor. You got a pair of 4-1 shots, 192 shot, 1-6-1 shot. The odds are spread out at least on the morning line here. But who did you pick here?
I'm on with Corruptor as well. Had him on top last week in his trial last week, and now on this one, I'm going to stay with Corruptor from that Eddie Willis barn. Ran in the Los Alamitos Invitational, $50,000 race after running 4th to 5 Bar Supreme, Hot Prodigy. It's a time to run in the trials to the Los Al 2 million. 5 Bar Supreme ended up running 2nd in the 2 million final. Hot Prodigy had run in some Grade 1 finals as well. And then in the juvenile, faced Political, who had already won a nice race here at Los Al. SC Time to Run again. They returned and faced each other. Angel Soul. Didn't Angel Soul win a trial as well in a Grade 1 trial race? So Corruptor was facing some really tough horses in that $50,000 race. The other 2 that I went with, AJ Top Secret and Try Harder, again from the barn of Lindolfo Diaz.
Yeah, I'm going with Michael pick Try Harder. That's my top pick as well. I like the 8-1 morning line. And we have a field. There's a field that doesn't have a ton of good breakers, right? We have good finishers. Like Corruptor can finish.
Yeah.
Try Harder can finish. Even the one AJ Top Secret can finish. He did break out actually relatively well 2 back. So maybe a little bit of a look towards a 1. I think that one could show some gate speed. Flipping Halter will be on, has been on in all 3 starts. So I went Try Harder, AJ Top Secret, and Fusi, the 8. Who just got the maiden diploma as a 2-1 favorite back on December 10th. He's adding Lasix. He improved last time out, and Armando Cervantes is back riding him, which it's good to see Armando back in the entry box. So I think this is a wide open trial. I think if you like a price, don't be afraid to back because you should get a healthy value on whoever you like in the spot.
Yeah, I think it'd be fair to say that AJ Top Secret may be the best out of the gate.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, doing it in the Futurity trial here at Los Al. We actually have a PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity finalist in this as well. Send in a favor, ran 6th in that race after running 2nd in a trial against Winner's Share, and had also finished 2nd in a maiden race 3 races back. So pretty decent form there for Sent in a favor in this group.
That's going to be the final trial of the night there in race number 9, Saturday night in the Maiden 6. All right, we got something. You got something for the viewers, right, Professor? Talk to me here. What do you got for the viewers?
So we're gonna have some fun in these trials. Again, very competitive races throughout. So we're gonna do a little contest here.
Okay.
And all you have to do is email us to larace@losalamitos.com and tell us one horse that's going to qualify to the maiden final. That's all you have to do. Just send us one name, and if that horse qualifies, we're going to send you a Los Alamitos wall calendar. We're going to limit it to the first 30 correct entries. So get your entry in early, and hopefully you get that maiden qualifier. Again, all you have to do is send us one name. This is my horse. This is a horse that I'm going with that I am sure is going to qualify to the maiden final. If you get it right, we'll send you a free Los Alamitos wall calendar, Jose.
Okay, I like that. All right, so now my question to you, Professor, is: are they going to play strategy? Because I think the most popular horse is going to be that Amore horse. What's the name? Amore for a reason, right? Outside post
for a reason.
Yeah, Amore for a reason. Outside post, big flashy win with trouble. Now, is a strategy like just go for that one, or because it's limited to 30, the first 30 correct? The strategy is like, you know what? No, give me another one, because if that one's out, I'm going to get bumped up to the top of the list. So tell me, what do you think is going to be the strategy here?
It depends when you're watching this, right? If you're watching this on Saturday, 5 p.m., forget about it, right? Pick somebody most likely. More for a reason as selected 30 times. But if you're watching it, you post this like late on Thursday. So if you're watching it on Thursday night, go for it, right?
So here it is. This is where the value of liking and subscribing to the Los Alamitos YouTube page comes into play, because you're subscribed, you click notify, and if you're subscribed to the channel, you're going to get a notification when the video's live. So you're probably going to be going to Amore for a reason. If you're watching it on Friday, Saturday, you're like, oh, I missed the boat. I got to go with someone else to kind of upgrade. So I like the way you think. I like the strategy, Professor. I like that.
But if it's Saturday morning, you're kind of like right there in between, right?
Yeah.
Not too late, too early. Then maybe you go for another horse. Maybe one of the AJ horses.
Yes.
The horse in the 8th trial, perhaps. AJ King Crown, maybe, or Corruptor. Because if Amore for a reason, for whatever reason, it's not her night. Maybe just by guessing another horse, you're a sure thing, most likely.
Yeah, so there it is. Email us at alarace@losalamitos.com. Just pick the horse. You don't have to pick times or anything. Just pick one horse that you would think will qualify to the Maiden Stakes final. First 30 get a Los Alamitos calendar. All right, you got a calendar on hand? All right, here we go. There it is.
Right here.
Show us the page for February. Who's in February? There it is. 8 political pence. Brad McKenzie Winter Championship.
There we go.
Yep. There it is. There it is.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
And every month features a different jockey, a Los Alamitos jockey. Here in March, Cruz Mendez.
Yep.
Got Diego Herrera in April. In May is Armando Cervantes, and so forth. So send us one name, and we'll be mailing you this. Hopefully you hit it right, and you'll be having this probably by Tuesday of next week.
There it is. All right. Before I let you go, Professor, you got to give us a pick for the big game. 49ers, Chiefs. Right now, I would say consensus will be about 2 or 2.5. I'll say 2. I think the line is 2. 49ers minus 2. Do you agree with that? First of all, do you agree with that line? Before you give me the pick, do you think the 49ers should be favored?
I mean, they barely won that game, Jose. The Lions had every right to win that game. And just something happened, maybe in one of those 4th down calls, that just completely flipped the game. Meanwhile, Kansas City destroyed Miami, destroyed my Dolphins, hate to say, in the freezing cold. Then go to Buffalo and handle Buffalo at Buffalo like nothing. Then they go to the Ravens, who nobody thought the Ravens were going to get to the big game, and just beat them. Just we're the better team. The Ravens had opportunities to win that game. They could have won that game, but you have to say that Kansas City was the better team.
Yes.
They on the road, back-to-back road games. They have the most accomplished quarterback of the last probably 5 years overall in Patrick. Mm-hmm. Quarterbacks win games.
I think so too. For that same reason, like you were going to tell me, even on the kicking side, the kicker, I trust the kicker on the Chiefs more. Trust the quarterback play more. I trust the head coaching a little bit more. I got to go with the Swifties. I'm on Team Swifty. I think the Chiefs.
Okay. I mean, the Dolphins comes from the 49ers. That's where he came from. So I would love to root for the 49ers, but they beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They beat Dan Marino in the Super Bowl back in 1985. I just can't. All right.
Yeah.
Go Chiefs.
There it is.
Go.
Team Swifty. Team Swifty on this one. All right, Professor, remind us approximate post time for Saturday night.
6:10 p.m. Getting underway here at Los Alamitos. It's going to be a fun night of action. 5 trials to the Maiden Stakes. All but one is going to have a 9-horse field. A nice way to kick off the card with a solid field going 1,000 yards. So 9 races to go. Your power play of the night is the 110-yard race number 4. It's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, that's going to be the long shot play for me. I'm hoping I can get close to that morning line. That should be a good one. I've been chasing that horse, Professor. I can't jump off now when I'm getting a good price. So I got to stick with it. Hopefully a clean break in that event. All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining us and giving up that giveaway for the viewers. Hopefully plenty get involved. Have a good rest of your Thursday, Professor. And I'll talk to you this weekend down at Los Alamitos.
Don't forget, LA Race at losalamitos.com. Send us your pick.
Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos Racecourse. The Los Alamitos early and late pick 4s. Both wagers continue to feature outstanding pools in 2024 and terrific payouts. The early pick often has pools of over $180,000, and the late pick 4 often has pools of more than $150,000. And remember, Los Alamitos still offers the $10,000 Pick 6 promo on Sunday nights. Year after year, night racing's best bets are at Los Alamitos. Play them on Saturday and Sunday nights. Big quarter horse races are here at Los Alamitos. The Winter Series on February 17th and 18th. Top sophomores will race in the Los Alamitos Winter Derby with Grade 1 finalist Optical Illusion and top qualifier BP Cartel Policy leading the field. And in the Brad McKenzie Winter Championship, Jericho London Toby take a swig of this and Scoops Dynasty head the field. And as always, Los Alamitos features night racing's best bets, like our early and late pick 4s, the Winter Derby and Winter Championship. Racing's best, always at Los Alamitos.